I will be showing you guys how to make this senator pocket design step by step as always. It's going to be an easy tutorial, and either if you're making the one in the chest or you're making the side pocket, it's going to be basically the same formula, just that the size is going to be bigger than one another. So before we get into the video, make sure you smash the like button. It is very important, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. So this is going to be our result right here. As you guys can see, it's a very simple design. This is before adding it to our borders. Welcome back to the sewing workshop, a place where billion-dollar brands come to get inspired. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, you are missing a lot. So smash the like button and subscribe. So this is the very first thing we're going to do right here before doing our pocket design. All you have to do is just to get the size of your pocket. That's the wideness. On this one, we'll be working with 4 inches, and I'll be adding an extra 1.5 inches for the folding allowance. So it's going to be a total of 5.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 5.5 inches on my fabric. So I want you guys to pay good attention to this video so that you can have a good knowledge of what I'm about to do. So that is 5.5 inches, and I'm going to connect that 2 lines together. I'm just going to connect them. You can see. So after connecting them, the next thing you want to do now is to measure your height measurement, like how tall do you want the pocket to be. So on this one, the very first measurement I'll be taking is 1.5. That's for the folding at the hem of the pocket. I'll be taking 1.5, you can see that. So the total, and my pocket height is going to be a total of 5.5 inches. That will be a total of 7 inches in height. You can see that. That's plus the folding allowance, right? That's 1.5 that I added. You can see, so we have that. So I'm going to connect that place together. The total is going to be 5.5 width, and the height is 7 inches in total. If you want your pocket to be taller than this, you can just improvise with the measurement that I just give you guys. So I'm just going to cut it out, and we can continue with the pocket. So far, if you're in this video and you're here to smash that like button, why now? Why? So let's assume that you're working with the side pocket. Don't forget, it's going to be bigger than the measurement we just took. So all you just have to do is just to improvise with another measurement which will be bigger than this one. This is the chest measurement. So I'm going to mark the wrong part of the fabric, and I'm going to add fusing to it, and this is what we are going to have. I use a soft fusing. You don't have to use a hard fusing. It has to be a soft one because we're going to double the design on the fabric itself. So after that, the next thing we're going to do now is to fold our pocket. So on this side, I'm going to be folding 1 inch, and I'll be folding half of an inch at the down part. Don't forget that. So I'll be folding 1 inch right here. Just make sure it is straight and it is aligned. Make sure it is very straight. That's important. 1 inch at that edge. You can see that. Just fold in your 1 inch and simply give it a good ironing. The thing about this pocket is, the difference between this pocket is that we have to fold the pocket all through before we add our design. So let me show you guys. After you fold the hem, I'll be folding the side as well. So make sure your hem is straight. That folding is very straight and sharp. So now, in order to get my angle side for where I'll be putting the design, the cross design, I have to fold the edges also. So to get the center part, I'm going to be folding this place into 2. I'll fold the pocket into 2 and simply do my cuff at the hem part. You can see that. So that's what my hem is going to look like. That's where the end is going to look like. So here, in order to get my center point, my pocket wideness totally is going to be a total of 4 inches. Don't forget. So I'm going to fold the pocket into 2 also, and simply iron my center point right out. And that I will simply place 2 inches at that side. You can see. And I will simply mark that 4 inches at my 2 inches here. So I'm going to do the same thing at the end part. So I'm going to have exactly 4 inches for my total wideness of the pocket, and I'm going to connect those lines together. You can see that, and here also I'll connect them together, and I'll simply be able to fold the hem. You can see that. So it's going to be straight. Make sure you're folding exactly where you chalked, right? So I'll iron it, make sure it's relaxed very well, and I will do the same thing on this place also. You can see that. You can see that. You can see what we have. That's what our pocket is going to look. In case your pocket is bigger than this, just follow the same process. So after that, I'll be folding the M part, which is going to be like half of an inch, or even if it's not up to half of an inch, just fold the M part also. Make sure it is straight. You can see that. So this is what we're going to be having. So I will make sure this down part is straight. It doesn't look straight to me, so I'm just going to simply take it down and simply iron it down. Don't forget, if you're here to smash the like button, why are you doing this? I don't understand. Okay, so this is what you're going to be having. You can see how smooth that looks. So the next thing you're going to do is to simply open it out back. After you fold it, you are going to need to open it out again. That's important. And after opening it, we'll have to measure the cross length, like from that side to the end part to that edge. We have to like measure it before we are going to be cutting our design. So just measure it from that down part to this place. We'll be having a total of 8 inches. So what you're going to be cutting out must not be less than 8 inches, right? And this other side also is going to be exactly the same thing, 8 inches. So whatever you're cutting must not be less than 8 inches. So I already cut out the fabric. This will be the layer part. This will be the upper part, the blue. So if you see the measurement, I have above 8 inches for just in case. That's 10 inches. And what I will be doing now is that I cut this at a total of, so I also cut out the fusing I will be using. So I cut this blue at a total of 1/4. You can see that's 1/4. You can see what I cut this. That's for the fabric itself. It's not up to 2 inches. It's not even up to 1.5. It's 1/4. And on the fusing that I will be putting inside, I cut this at a total of 3/4. You can see it's not up to 1 inch. It's a total of 3/4. So I will be gumming this to the fabric itself. So I want you guys to pay attention. So here I'm going to be gumming this, and I'll be able to fold 1/4 inch over the fusing itself. I'll be able to fold. It's a soft fusing. It doesn't have to be too hard fusing. It's like medium hard actually. It's not that soft and it's not that hard. It's just a little bit harder than the one we use on our pocket itself. So it's just a little bit harder than that. So all you just have to do is just to iron this and make sure you're putting the fusing at the center part, and there's a fold allowance on the side of the fabric itself, on the on what we are doing right here. You guys can see that. Just make sure the gum actually glued very well. You can see that. So after that, the next thing you're going to simply do now is to fold the M. You're going to fold the edge. You can see. Just take your time to fold that 1/4 inch over. Make sure they relaxed very well. And this is what we are going to be having. You can see how straight that is. You can see how sharp the edge look. So that's what you're going to be having. So the next thing we're going to do now, we also cut a black fabric, which is going to be the layers, which is going to be the one above this one. So here, I want you guys to pay attention here. This is the wrong fabric, this is the wrong side. So I just have to chop that part. So this is what I want you guys to pay attention here. I cut that black also. Let me show you the measurement so that you won't make a mistake. So I cut this black at a total of 1/3. It's not up to 2 inches. So I will also be able to fold like 1/4 inch at each side. So just pay attention. The measurements, I don't want to give you like a crazy measurement so that you won't be able to like follow up. That's why I'm giving you the basic measurements. And if you cut it exactly the same process, you're going to get exactly the same result. So in order to do this, I'll be putting an hemming gum underneath the blue fabric itself. So I cut the hemming gum into two because the hemming gum itself is above 1 inch, and you don't forget our fabric is not up to 1 inch, so it's going to be showing outside. So I just align your hemming gum and make sure the fabric is aligned at the center of the black fabric. You can see that. Make sure it is aligned at the center, and just simply iron it and iron it all down. You can see what I'm doing. Just iron it all down. You can see that. Just take your time and make sure that you're not messing anything up. It is very important that these plackets look neat as possible, as clean as possible. You can see that. So make sure the hemming gum actually melts underneath. So the hemming gum is going to be holding the blue and the black together. And all we have to do now is just to simply fold the edge of the blue, the edge of the black fabric, sorry, I'm making a mistake. Okay, just make sure it's gone very well. You can see that. You can see what we have. So don't forget, we cut the fabric together. I will still be cutting it into two. I just cut a long pieces so that it's going to be the same. I'll still be cutting it into two. So after folding, you're making sure you have a tip of your fabric at the side. It's going to be a tip. This tip of that black fabric will be the one to be showing at the side, and you simply iron it straight and make sure it is aligned. You can see that. You're going to do exactly the same thing. You can see what it looks like. It's very sharp and straight, right? So you're going to do the same thing all around. So this is what you'll be having. You can see that. It's very simple. So I'll simply fold them together and simply cut it out. So this is what we'll be having. This is what our fabric will look like. So the next thing we're going to do now is to take this to the sewing machine, and I'll be stitching the blue part. I won't be stitching the black. I'll be stitching on top of the blue side. Just place it and make sure it actually cross over one another like this. You can see that. So I'll take this to the sewing machine now and show you guys what our result is going to look like. And make sure you're stitching on the blue, and your stitches has to be very, 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 very tiny as possible. So let me go and do this, and this will be our result. You can see that the stitches are very tiny. And after that, what you have to do is simple. You can see that this will be our result. You can see how smooth it looks. You can see how smooth that looks. So I will just cut out the excess parts before folding the hem. This hem is very important. So let's just continue. Let me cut out this excess part and show you guys something. Because during the folding, because that fabric is a little bit thick, that one in which we doubled, right? It's a little bit thick. So you have to pay attention to the folding. So here, you can see what we have. You can see what we are having, and you can see what we have in the back. So all you just have to do is just to follow that line. That same line in which we folded before, that's exactly what you're going to follow up. And simply fold. You can see that. And just iron it down. You can see that. Because of that thickness, I'll be cutting out the tip, this part. I'll be cutting out this part also, just a little bit. And I'm going to trim out the excess. You can see that. So I'll be adding an hemming gum underneath the fold, just to hold it down. You can see that. I'll add an hemming gum underneath the fold. I'm just going to iron it down with that. If you're enjoying this video so far and you're yet to still smash that like button, just smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, so that YouTube will recommend it to more people, so that more people will see. And you can share it on your social media platform, maybe on your Facebook. Just click on the smash. I said smash again. Just click on the share button underneath this video. So all you just have to do is just to fold it all around, and this is what we are going to be having. Don't forget that edges are going to be thick. So when you're sewing it to your fabric, you have to pay attention to those edges. So this is what our pocket is going to look like. You can see how smooth that looks. You can see the results we are having. So if you like the video so far, smash the like button and subscribe if you're yet to subscribe. And that is about it. In case you want to see more of our videos, some are on the screen right now, so just watch them, and I will see you on my next video. Peace, and do have a lovely day.